Let me tell you a tale of heroes unsung who will never fail. On this road of life, they stand so proud. Every day Saturday, let's shout it loud.
And what's going on, friends and family? Thank you guys so much for joining me on another great episode of Every Day's a Saturday. USMC veteran, I'm your host, Bryan. Hope you guys are having an amazing day out there and not letting the day get you or whatever. You may be watching this. Maybe you're watching this at nighttime. I'm not sure. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. And we're getting ready to launch the show, and I'm just here really kind of giving you guys an update, trying to stay relevant until the launch. So we're going to be launching once again September 2nd. That's going to be on a Wednesday on all the audio platforms. It will be available after midnight on September 2nd. And then on the YouTube side, it will be available after 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Now, if you guys want to know, there's many ways you guys can watch the show. Well, not many. 2 ways that I know that you can actually watch the show, right? So on YouTube, if you go over to the YouTube channel, you guys can watch it over there. And if you have Spotify also has video capabilities, and you do not have to pay for the service. I do have Spotify, and I do listen to my podcast on the Spotify side because I do like that they have video, and I don't know if the other platforms do this, but they do break it up into chapters. So if you want to watch something, you want to, there's something specific, you don't got enough time to watch an entire show, there's like a whole part where it kind of breaks it down. You're like, oh, I got like a 10-minute drive. This is like a 10-minute chapter. Let me go ahead and listen to this, and I can listen to the rest later. That's kind of why I really like it. But we've had some amazing interviews already completed, and then we also have quite a few already lined up, and we're filling up quick because we're going to run this all the way out till November 11th. And I didn't even know, but when I was doing my schedule, I looked at the schedule, and literally a Wednesday this year falls for Veterans Day. 11/11 is on a Wednesday, which is the day we drop, and we usually end the show on Veterans Day. So I thought that was pretty cool. But let's go ahead and talk about some of the amazing guests I already had and interviewed with and have completed with. So interview 139, which will release on 9/2, was with Maurice Murphy. He's a United States Navy officer, and he's one of those guys who started off as an enlisted and then ended up into the officer program and became an officer and did 20 plus years. Then after that, we have interview 140, another good old squid on the show. This guy, great dude, 140, Dan Gross. Got to meet him through my good buddy Jason Steiner of Hero Stock, and we like to talk a lot of crap to each other, and we just had a really good time. But he's another Navy veteran who also was enlisted and went officer and did a good. I think he did 30 plus years, and that one's going to release on September 9th. Then on 141, we had Kevin Lombardo, a Chair Force guy, but he's no ordinary Chair Force guy. After you listen to his interview, you will no longer call him a Chair Force. He actually was security forces for the Air Force. He had deployed over like 6 times, had some really bad things happen while he was on deployment he had twins. lost his daughter while on deployment, which was an unfortunate event. They were very young, and he's just had an amazing story. He's actually still currently serving and getting ready to retire. Already has an amazing thing going on. It's you know, it's a great nonprofit that he's doing for veterans, where you basically pays for your guys' vacation. Um, Not everything is he's able to pay for, but there's a large portion that he is able to pay for you and your family on exclusive trips. But you guys are not going to want to miss that one. That one's going to release on September 16th. Then after that, we have interview 142 with Dwayne. He is an Army slash National Guard veteran. His episode release on 9/23. He also has an amazing story, very unique uh, situation, and just an awesome dude, really awesome dude. You guys are really in for some treats, and I also have quite a few others lined up on the schedule. We've had a couple that unfortunately canceled, didn't show up. It's all good. Life happens, no problem. We keep on trucking, and thank God I have plenty in the bank. And if you guys also want to be a part of the show, please reach out, email me. Every day is a Saturday, 365 at yahoo.com, and I will send you the calendar link. And that's a awesome thing that Marie kind of showed me on Coffee Talk, and I've always kind of hesitated to kind of use it because I really didn't find it too user friendly, but I've kind of figured it out now that I've been doing this stuff for a little while. So I do have a Calendly now. So if you guys hit me up, I'll send you the link, and you can go in there and hit, pick whatever date, time works for you. As of right now, while my son's in football, I'm kind of limited on my time. Plus, I also have another podcast, Coffee Talk with Bryan and Marie. So I have to kind of, we have certain days that we like to record on there, and then I have the extra days that I have that I can do for every day's a Saturday. If there is a time slot that doesn't work for you because maybe you work or something to that effect, because I do know that my time slots are kind of earlier in the morning during the week. But if you do need something like on the weekend or something like that, we can totally work that out. Not a problem. Once again, just shoot me an email every day Saturday, 365 at yahoo.com. What was I going to say? Oh, let's also talk about Buddy Check. All right. Remember, there's the Crisis Lifeline 988. Veterans Press 1. I have heard of a couple stories now that have came out where people have had to utilize the 988 Press 1 situations, and they all have said it has worked for them. I just like anything else. Uh, you're dealing with someone else on the line, and it's not always going to be that same person that you're dealing with, and each and every person has their own way of doing things. So don't let something discourage you because maybe you've heard a bad story about 988, or maybe you even tried it one time and had a bad experience. Chances are you're not going to get that same person on the other line if you had a bad experience. Hopefully, you have a better experience. It's not the only thing that's out there, but it is a lifeline. It is a way that can hopefully put you in the right direction to get you. Maybe you're lacking some resources and you're struggling, or maybe you're just really in your head and you need some counseling or something like that, and they can put you in the right direction. And we need more of that out there. You also could just reach out to your brothers and sisters. I'm always available to listen to, and I might not be able to help you with finances and stuff like that, unless maybe there's something we can get going on the show that we try to drive and do. But for the most part, I'm always here, and I can try to give you guys any resources that I may know of. There's a lot of resources I know of, and there's a lot of resources I don't know of. But through this show, luckily, we have found a lot of nonprofits, a lot of other groups that do help veterans. It just depends on what you're looking for and what you need. The hard part about this is, in the veteran community, is everything is different from one state to the next state, from one county to the next county. So not all services are available. What one services that veterans might receive over in, let's say, Utah, and it works amazing. That doesn't mean that it's going to be here in California, and vice versa. So it's kind of up to us in the community if we really want these things to be in our community, and we see like, wow, I think that that would work really good in our community for our veterans of our community, and maybe it's something I would like to put together. So don't ever be afraid to be the one to go ahead and push the hill and start something, and uh, use your veteran resources out there. There's grants, there's things like that. If you're starting a nonprofit, um, how well they are, how well they work, I'm not sure, and I may be sitting here just selling you a dream that I'm not even 100% sure of. But I see a lot of our brothers and sisters out there that just go ahead and they go for it. And a lot of times you just think to yourself, well, I don't know. No one's gonna like it, whatever. You're never gonna know until you try it. Something that I heard today is you can't win something if you don't try, right? So you're never gonna if you want to go win or if you want something to succeed, you're never gonna get there if you don't try. It's the first initial step is you got to go and do it and try it. And a lot of times, a lot of things that we set out to do don't necessarily always like you don't hit a home run with it every time, right? Sometimes things flop and don't work out the way you envisioned it. But that doesn't mean you need to stop, right? If you really have a dream or inspire to do something, don't stop. Don't stop until you get to where you want to be. That's the beauty of being an American, having freedom, is you can keep on doing and being something and trying. Failure is always part of the journey. And I know that's the biggest struggle I think a lot of us go through as veterans is that part alone, right? We are trained to succeed. Failure is not an option. Failure is death. That's not how it necessarily is for us once we get out. It's not always a life or death situation. Some of these things are uh, the only way some of these things succeed is by failure. You know what I mean? It sounds kind of weird, but that's how we imagine if there was a lot of people who, let's see, like when electricity and everything started and all these things. Nah, we're never going to be able to make that happen. And they just gave up. We would still be sitting here trying to figure out how do we get light and stuff like that. So if we as humans just gave up on our hopes and our intuitions, if everybody started doing that, imagine where we would be. We wouldn't be anywhere. A lot of these people keep going. You'll see a person that I've seen multiple people on, and that's kind of cool thing about social media now is you get to follow all these people and their little adventures and their experiments and them trying things and then them failing at it. But them not stopping there, right? And saying, all right, well, I failed and I can't do it. They just go to a plan B. And if plan B don't work, you just go to plan C. That's the beauty of it all. The hard part about it is, right, is everything costs money and that's the hard part about being able to push forward on some of these things in our life is money. And I get that part. That part is a hard part and you got to find your ways around it. In the veteran community, thank God, we do have a lot of things out there, especially if you want to start your own business or if you want to do anything like that. There, like I said, there's grants, uh there's just all kinds of things. I've seen job fairs. There's a lot of opportunities for you to go out there and do what you want to do and succeed. You just got to push yourself and go out there and do it. And I don't know why when we get out, some of us just lose the fight and we just don't want to fight anymore. You can't stop. You just can't stop. You got to keep fighting. You got to keep pushing through. We need you all. We need every one of you. Don't let the world around you think anything otherwise. We need you. And I hate to see that the community is kind of starting to get mixed up in the politic world, right? You started to hear all kinds of stuff of the VFW and the Legion, American Legion, and our rights as veterans, our benefits, our, things that people have fought for. It's wild what is going on right now in our world. So don't allow yourself to get too caught up in it. It sucks. It really does suck that, the veteran community is always attacked. I do, in my heart, feel that our benefits, things of that nature, should not be touched. If a veteran has a certain rating and it's been rated that way, and obviously it's not done in some kind of a phony way or something like that, and it's legit, people should not lose what they've already had established. That really messes with someone's livelihood. And you want to trigger them, talk about taking away their benefits. Talk about something that maybe their life has become dependent on it. Cost of living is going up, but the fucking living part of us is not going up with it. So talking about taking away veterans' benefits that already have gotten them, and like I said, that may be a part of their life. Taking that away is such a slap in the fucking face. Yeah, I said that. It is. So I hope that that we do better as a country, and the people making the decisions for us, the ones that got voted in. I hope you guys protect the veterans. The ones that have fucking sacrificed their family, their life, some of them limbs, some of them aren't even with us today. You need to fight for the ones who fight for this country, the ones that fight for the freedom. That's who we need to be fighting for. Y'all over here talking this and that and the other. Man, leave the veterans alone. Leave veterans alone. That's all I'm going to say on that. It really does bother me that, our veterans are constantly in arms or fighting for their benefits. There's men and women out there without limbs that are getting denied. That is not okay. That is not okay. And when someone signs up, they're definitely, everybody should be accountable for when they get out, that if they need some kind of assistance, it's there. It's there. Because there's no one else that wants to go and do what some of these men and women who were actually boys and girls at one time want to do. Man, I know I said I was going to stop. It just really, that topic at hand starts to really rub me the wrong way, because the politics and everything, just I've reached a point in my life where I've just felt that everything that we have done in terms of democracy, religion, all that stuff, it has really created so much division in our country. Family members don't even talk anymore over all this stuff. It's wild. It is wild. All right, enough. Okay. All right. So anyhow, let's go ahead and get ready for September 2nd, 2026. Once again, interview 139 with Maurice Murphy, U.S. Navy veteran who enlisted to officer. Dude's an amazing dude, and you'll see just kind of like he's a really motivational guy and really good for our community. Really good voice for our community. We need more brothers and sisters out there using their voices, talking and letting everybody know, hey, man, it's okay not to be okay. Just because we take off the uniform doesn't mean that we got to stop. We have so many great inspirational stories. And one thing I'd honor about Every Day's a Saturday and something that I have prided myself on this show is it's all about the good, the bad, and the ugly. And that's exactly what it is. We're not gonna shy away from the ugly. We're not gonna, keep the bad down, and we're definitely gonna celebrate the victories with the good. So anybody want to be on my show, please come on. Let's go. Come and tell your story. It's all about getting our stories out there to everybody. So maybe one day your family members could be watching this. Anybody, you never know. But once we document this and put it in a video, it goes out and it's saved forever. And people can go back and watch this 20, 30 year, 20, 30 year. Yeah, it's about time for me to get the hell out of here. 20, 30 years from now, they could be watching this video. You never know. But hey, come tell your stories, guys. Remember, once again, email is everydaysasaturday 365 at yahoo.com. And if you guys even just want to say hello, shoot me an email. Say hello. I'd love to know who's out there actually listening to the show. I see numbers, but I don't see faces. So shoot me a shot, and maybe I'll send you. I got some stickers still. I'll give you free stickers. No, you don't have to pay nothing. I'll give you some stickers for the show. But anyways, hope you guys have an amazing day out there. Don't let the day kick your ass. Make sure you're out there kicking it. We'll see you on the next one.
Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe.